Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm your host, Siren Frost, and today I'm giving you guys a deck profile debut on a new ride line. This is going to be the Cruel Beast Demonic Lord Oselargest. Let's try saying that a few times. So it's kind of like Oselargest from Dark Irregulars, but it's Oselargest. And I gotta say, this is one of the most adorable creatures I've ever seen because I'm a big fan of dark, twisted, mysterious kind of units and monsters. With the exception of a few female decks from Yu-Gi-Oh! That are not part of the concept, except for Dark Lords, but that's a whole different story. This deck here, of course, we're using the new ride line, along with the new Energy Generator 5-card ride line deck, ride deck, along with the 50 card for the main deck. And I built this deck simply because in dark states, they rely solely on the soul itself. So, of course, like I said in the last video, War Dragon Empire, I mentioned the very first effect from every grade 3's active skill. That's what everyone in the main grade 3 lineup actually has. The main special persona ride, I guess you could say. It's just such another copy of the same copy of Oselargest, or any other grade 3s for that matter, for the main grade 3, and then gets 10,000 power. So it's like a break ride. It's kind of like a break ride / persona ride, cross ride. It's all that good jisty stuff. But you know what? That's a whole different story. And I know since my POS camera stand is not doing very well, I decided to use my moisturizer box to become my stand for this video. And I think it's a lot better because based on my hand, you can actually see where I put the cards in. It might look a little flat. I might have to hold in some of the books and stuff, but we'll see how this will work, this new feature. But let me hurry and just move the camera just right here a wee bit and just get an idea. So you're basically going to see up Lucier's cleavage, pretty much. So, let's start with the ride deck itself. And also, let me keep in mind one thing here, you guys. We are going in order for all the star decks from, like, Dragon Empire, Dark State, Killer Sanctuary, Stoicheia, Brown Gate, and Lyrical Monsterio. All that in line because that's the advertisement we had in the D format with UU and how they're debuted. But we will get better with it. Hopefully. So, as always, we're introducing the new Energy Generator card right here. So that's our 5th card now. So it's right here. If I actually really wanted to, hold on, let me try something a little bit different here. I'll just hold the camera up a wee bit, and we'll just do units at a time. I did this very old-fashionedly before I got a stand. But unfortunately, I thought, I want to multitask, so this is probably like the best option here. Now, there is no owner to this Oselargest at this point in time. But if I take a wild crack at this kind of deck, I think it belongs to another main character named Sozu? I think it's Suo. Suo's background, he's the owner of the Fated 1 of 0, Blackmire, but Blackmire is not going to be in this set until set 2, which will be coming up pretty much soon. So for right now, I think this is the deck that he did start out with. Besides any anime, it may say got Sparrow Magnus, but we'll see. This is just my wild guess on this, but this deck will change eventually in time. So for the ride line, I decided to do my little twist on it because I don't like using units from the start deck on something. So I chose Direful doll Tonia. Now, Tonia belongs to the Direful series in the Set 1 collection, and there's a separate ride line for that one. So, right now, I'm using this doll as a catalyst to put it right here along with the Direful Master, which I don't have the ownership right now at this point in time because I'm still trying to get most of the collection. I won't get DZBT1 until July 31st, so unfortunately, I do have to wait patiently for that. But until then, I can get the other ride lines and other stuff updated and changed for you guys, so that's not a big deal. So I chose this one as a preference, as a temporary host. The next one we have is grade 1 is featuring Balancer. When this unit is rolled upon by Steam Trimmer, I'm going to probably butcher this name to hell, Nebuchador, you may soul charge 2 cards. Choose one of your Vanguards and it gets 5,000 power in a turn. Great. And now, every single grade 1 and 2 will have this effect as well. During your turn, if you have a grade 3 or greater with Oselargest in its card name, this unit gets 5,000 power into the turn, or 5k power. So there you go. I don't know if the camera will help me zoom through it, but this is the best I can do besides the glare issue. Next one for grade 2, we have Steam Trimmer Nebuchador. And its skill is when this unit is rolled upon by a grade 3 card with Oselargest in its card name, if your soul has 4 or more cards, you may draw a card. And of course, like any other grade 2 in this series as well, if you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Oselargest in its card name, this unit gets 10,000 power for the shield. And finally, for the main grade boss in the deck, grade 3, is Cruel Beast Demonic Lord Oselargest. So we know about the active skill. It helps you to search another copy of Oselargest from the deck and add it to your hand with 1 counterblast, so we'll just skip to that one. Now, for the main effect, it's when this unit attacks a Vanguard, Energy Blast 4, choose a card, or choose a grade 3 or less card from your soul and call the rear guard, and it gets 10,000 power into the end of turn. So that is the main ride line right here. This is just how it is, pretty much. And we are using the Mirai sleeves for the dark ones because I try to want to find the sleeves for like the purple and black ones, but unfortunately they're expensive and they're usually very sold out. So that kind of sucks. So I'm gonna put the camera back down so we may now continue on with the deck. Hopefully you all can see this. Now for the grade 0 lineup, it's my usual go-to lineup. This is not for everybody. We're all meant to have different kind of decks possible. I know a lot of people hate draws. I know a lot of people hate fronts. I wish I can have all 12 crits at the same time for this deck and have one over trigger just so I can beat my opponent's ass as smithereens and tell them learn their place in life. But you know what? I can't have that. So D format and DZ format are 2 different formats, but they still don't allow the XC amount of critical triggers you can have in the deck. So 8 criticals it is. So for heals, of course, I'm playing the choice I have here is Direful Doll Alexandra, because I believe the Harpy, the one that comes from the start deck, is probably a little too friendly over here. And here I'll just tell you guys the cards, and then I'll lift my camera up and show you what this full display is. Next, we have 4 copies of Direful Doll. The new critical is called Direful Doll Bethany, which, by the way, I believe it's very grossly overpriced, and I fucking think it's ridiculous. Next card we have is 4 copies of Steam Deviant Dragon, which I know I said I was going to use the effect critical triggers anymore, but then I realized, you know what, I think it's an essential for some decks at some point in time, so I think it's okay. It gets a pass. I'm playing 3 fronts, which is Diabolos Girls Natalia, and my choice of favorite overtrigger is Terrifying Wicked Dragon King Vamfrieze as my choice for the overtrigger. Now, I chose the... let me see if I can get that with the glare. So that is my choice of units as always, but I just like, Vamfrieze a lot more because, one, it's hollowed. I love the design of it, and I believe this is a very go-to thing for Oselargest. You guys can be entitled to your own opinion, pretty much. I know I am. But I think, this trigger lineup for me just works very well. And we are using the Oselargest sleeves. So this is perfect for this deck. Now, of course, in the rest of the decks right here, grade 1s, 2s, and 3s, they will all be supported by Oselargest in its card name. So, yes, we have to max out a lot of cards that have the main grade 3's name on it. So, if you guys think this is too basic for you, I can understand 100%. These start decks are not maybe as great as they're supposed to be, but teach their own, I suppose. So, I think I have a lot of grade 1s in this deck, so we're just going to go down the list. I'm using 3 more copies of Feathering Balancer just because of its rear guard ability, as we love the most to have. Plus, it's a very good, awesome booster. The next card I have is one of my personal favorites, and I think it's one of those go-to generic grade 1s that we liked a lot. I thought it was for Barra Magnus mostly, but I think this is for any deck possible. 4 copies of Brainwash Swirler. So, 4 of that one. And I'm not even going to tell you what the card does, because you already know what it does. Now we have 4 copies of the new guy, which is which is K-E-E-N, Prodigy, Yuxuan, I think it's this, because I think the X is very silent. When this unit boosts, if your soul has 5 or more cards, Counter Blast 1, Energy Blast 2, draw a card, and this unit gets 5k power at the end of the battle. So, if I'm not 100% mistaken, I believe that effect applies to all the main units or the main nations in the decks, because this was actually a vanilla, now became a full revival. So it might be just part of the decks themselves, just a certain amount of cards you probably need. Next one we have is 3 copies of Cyan Kongamato, which is, I thought, is the most cuteful little foxy fish I think we have here. When this card is discarded from your hand during your ride phase, you may call this card as rest. To regard as rest. So it's just good to have that, extra little backup in case something else goes wrong. And then, of course, I do have 4 complete guards, which is the personal choice, is Repelled, Malice, Dragon. So right here is the main deck choice cards I did. It's all going to come from the trial decks, but it's all coming from, like, the main effects, along with an old favorite, which is Brainwash Swirler. So I think this deck can get a pass. I think all of them can actually get a pass if you can build it like in a way that you know it's good for you. And if someone tells you that it's basic and it's just it's just easy, not fun, well, personal preference anyway. Alright, next we have Grade 2, which means we're going to have 3 more copies of Steam Trimmer as our Grade 2s. 3 more of that. 4 copies of Full-Pigment Dragon, which I thought that's a very like eyeshadowy kind of deck. So this dragon must really love makeup, like I do. When this unit attacks, if you have Grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Oselargest in its card name, Counterblast 1 and put another front row rear guard into Soul and draw a card. So when you can attack with your first rear guard and use it, you can either use the skill of go in order like your first rear guard attacks, Vanguard attacks, then use the skill to superior call another unit from the soul, or you can have another attacker. I don't know what you guys prefer, but that's just how I think the style is kind of made. And of course, this is a generic one as well, which is 3 copies of Battle Hour Rupture Colossus, and this will help you like get your same effect as the Grade 1, discarded from during the ride phase, so last 2, draw a card. So this is why I think it's the best idea. A lot of people may not like that idea because they just want to discard due to some other cost effects, but that's okay. It's just on your player's preference. So that's all you need to have. So next off, we have 7 Grade 3s. So we're just going to be using 3 more copies of Oselargest for the personification ability, as well as just a special persona ride. Next, we're going to introduce its partner, which is Steam Artist Tilligan. Tilligan's skill, when its unit is put into Soul from rearguard, if you have a Grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Oselargest in its card name, Soul Blast 2 cards with different card names from this card, and draw a card. Okay? When this unit attacks, Soul Blast 1 card, and this unit gets 5,000 power in the end of battle. If a Grade 3 or greater card with Oselargest in the card name was Soul Blasted for this cost, it may get 15 instead. Okay, maybe that's where I did kind of screw up on this small effect here. Yeah, let's do this all in order. So, I think I used the Steam Artist's skill maybe wrong, because I thought it said you need to have a Vanguard with Oselargest in its card name. I forgot that you needed to have a Soul Blast with Oselargest in its card name. So, my bad. Like I said, these are all brand new decks here, so I'm still learning the new mechanics of it and see how good it goes. But, yeah. I've already loved this one. I actually debuted this one first of the other ones because like I said, I love the Chimera. And that's it. Okay. So I'm going to sit down here another minute. But that is it for the deck profile reveal of Cruel Beast Demonic Lord Oselargest, along with the new mechanic that we have going on, which is pretty much just new ride lines, new energy blasts, energy charge, all that good stuff, and I cannot wait to see more of it. Anyways, you guys, thank you so much for enjoying this video. If you guys have a lot of questions or comments, leave a comment down below. And don't forget to subscribe, comment down below, thumbs up for it, you know, show some love for this channel. And if you guys did like the content I do create on this channel. That's the one important thing I do try my very best when I do make these videos for you guys. Is to see if you guys actually like it or you have your own thoughts. And I'm more than welcome to hear also personal opinions, like very opinions as well. Just as long as they're not very negative, not too negative, but very honest things you guys say. Anyways, you guys, that is all for the video for this week's deck profile video. It's nice to actually be back and doing videos for you guys again because I've been going through a little bit of a rough stage with my life and I needed some time and diversion away. So, that's it for you guys. And if you guys do me a favor, and I know it's getting really hot outside, be safe out there, make good choices, enjoy the rest of your day, months, whatever you guys do, and be sure to wear a lot of sunblock, because I'm going to have to, because it's freaking hot outside. And as always, I've been your host, Siren Frost, signing out.